Hey guys, welcome back to Me Being Cheap, Better Living, where we have better living through goal setting, accountability, positive support, and encouragement. So here I am being accountable. Today is Wednesday, August 10th. I ran 2 miles this morning. It was a relatively short run. Had to get back and take care of some things, but I did go out and run. I'm having some technical difficulties. I've got several videos that are stacked up that I need to release, so some of these will probably be coming out a little bit late. Having a bit of an issue. I think my computer that I do some of my editing on is finally giving up the ghost. I'm going to try and take some things off of it this weekend, maybe see if I can clean things up a little bit. Maybe it'll work better, but right now I'm having some technical difficulties. Michael does want to go to Best Buy this weekend and maybe purchase himself a laptop. It'll probably be one that we both use for video editing, as he's wanting to try his hand at YouTube as well. So we'll see. That's pretty exciting. Okay, came across another barrier this morning, and actually came across this barrier a couple weeks ago, and that is a skunk. So I don't know if it was last week or week before, but my friend and I, we were running and a skunk had sprayed, and it was so bad you couldn't breathe. I mean, it was burning your nose, your eyes, the back of your throat. And so we took a detour and turned and went the other direction because it smelled so bad. Well, this morning we were running and there was a skunk in the yard next to us, and we're like, oh, I hope it doesn't spray. And she said, well, I think they could spray like 30 feet. And we're trying to figure out, do we need to turn and go the other direction? Do we have enough space? But yeah, I never thought the wildlife would be a barrier. I know some places people have trouble, with dogs chasing them and that sort of thing, but I never thought about the skunks. But this morning we saw one skunk, one armadillo, and it was an armadillo near my friend's house, and she tried to chase it off because it's been hanging around her yard driving her dogs nuts. And that thing turned around and started coming at her. I'm like, holy cow, never knew those were aggressive. So yeah, we saw skunk, an armadillo, and then we saw the fox that we usually see when we run. So three bits of wildlife. Okay, but yes, making progress on that. So for those of you that are new to the channel, I am running a half marathon in October. I started this to be accountable to myself. Putting these videos out keeps me accountable. And maybe it inspires you too. So this is not a fitness channel. It is not a weight loss channel. It just so happens to be what I'm working on right now is a fitness related goal. That's the big goal. I've got lots of other things that I've got going on. Trying to make my life better, trying to make my life the way I want it. And that's what this is really about, is figuring out what we want to do and moving forward and setting some goals. Because if you don't have a goal in mind, if you don't name it, call it out, what do you want to do? It's, you'll turn around 5 years down the road and you're still stuck in a rut doing the same old. So I know that I would eventually like to retire, and the reason why I would like to retire is to have a bit more time to work on some of my hobbies. But I'm not going to be retiring anytime soon. I don't know if any of you guys got a really, really high electric bill this month, but mine has been steadily increasing. So not retiring anytime soon for the sheer sake of the bills, the cost of everything that's increased. But anyway, one of the things that I'm interested in doing, and I have been working on this goal all along, is attending or visiting all the national parks or national historic sites or national rivers, but anything that's in the national park system. And I've been working on this goal for quite some time. And here's where I'm going to say books are your friend. And normally I advocate, well, you can see this big, right behind me, bookshelf. That's only part of the books I have, and believe it or not, I have thinned out a lot of my books over the years. But books are your friends. If you're on a budget, I always advocate check out your library. But some of these books, if it's something that's on a goal that you're working on, you may want to splurge and get a copy for yourself. Pick it up secondhand if you can, save yourself some money. So I have a goal of visiting all the national parks. And so years ago, I picked up this book, and this is where you put like the stamps. You can go into the national park and they have little stamps there. And they've got the date on them, so you change, you know, the date is stamped for the day that you went there. And so I'd like to get my book filled up because I do have some empty pages. So been working on this for quite some time, and part of the problem is we went to some places during the height of the pandemic, and the visitor centers were actually closed. So there's parks that I have been to that I don't have the stamp because it just wasn't available. So if any of you know the address that you can write to where they send you a stamp with that date, let me know. I had it at one point on a receipt, and I can't find it anywhere. So this past weekend, was it weekend? Yeah, took my youngest shopping, and we stopped at a bookstore, and I bought this book. It's a National Geographic book, and it's the complete national parks of the United States. And it also includes like the national historic sites, the national rivers, the national trails, etc., etc. So I got this in support of my goal. You know, I want to see all these parks. I want to do all this traveling. But just because I'm still working full-time doesn't mean that I can't chip away at this goal right now. I mean, over the years, I've already done quite a bit. But what I need to do is study and see what can I do now. And so my kids have each named off a park that they would like to go to. I've got one in mind that I'd like to go to as well. But these will be bigger trips. But what I am looking for are what are some little ones I can knock out of the way and knock those off the list. So, for example, if we are traveling down to Arkansas to see Mike's mom, maybe there's something we can do along the way. Or, you know, if I'm going down to Mississippi to see my sisters, maybe there's something I can knock out as well. So anyway, got that book, pretty excited about that. I've got that beside my chair in the living room. And then I have an ultimate goal, and this will be after I retire because I can't just quit my job or leave my job for like 4 months and then come back. I do want to hike the Appalachian Trail, and I got this as a Christmas gift last year, and this is really nice because they give you a breakdown. I mean, they've got a lot of information in here, like elevation. They've got, you know, kind of maps of the trail, just a lot of good information to read and prep. This is the 2020 version, so by the time I get to hike the Appalachian Trail, it may be slightly out of date, but I'm sure most of the information is still relevant. So I do encourage you pick up secondhand or put these things in your wish list on Amazon. Maybe somebody get it for you for a present if you're on a budget. If you're not on a budget, then I guess just go ahead and pay full price. Anyway, so books are your friend some of the times when setting these goals. So I encourage you, look for some books that will help you in your goals. All right, tell me, how are you doing on your goals? Do you have some goals that you'd like to share in the comments below? What steps have you taken to reach the goals? Are you encountering any barriers? If so, let me know. Leave some positive encouragement for any of the comments that are left. This is a new channel, not a whole lot of comments. Maybe you'll be a trendsetter and leave the first comment on this video. But anyway, best wishes to you. Go out and make your life the way you want it. Thanks for watching.